dumb and say he's not smart enough to understand that the NFL is not JSU.
You soft ninjas gotta stop talking about football. You don't know nothing about football. Y'all are soft, frail. If you want to convince me you know something about football, let's line up head to head. But I know, oh my God, you're trying to use physicality and all this other shit. Shut up. All you guys ad hominem attacks, bro. You don't know anything about football. That's a good thing that they didn't curse him out. His coach is gonna tell him much worse. Chris Carter said he didn't think he was smart enough to mask some of the things that he was saying during the interview. Yes, if you tell these people who've been studying football their whole life, grew up Deion Sanders fans in an interview, do y'all know my dad? They're gonna think that you are cocky or arrogant or whatever. It's only so far that confidence goes, dude. It's not though, oh, I'm telling the team what I'm going to do. If a coach tell me to run in a 40-yard dash in the combine, I'm not going to do it because the Mayo people ain't doing it. Bro, it's not about what the Mayo people doing it. You're trying to get into the NFL. You talked all this mess about the NFL, and then you sat up here and streamed the NFL for 3 days. You talked the most mess about the NFL, but you just streamed the NFL for 3 days. You talking about Chris Carter, but you're not talking about Shedeur Sanders and his family putting together a league. Why are you not talking about Deion Sanders? Shouldn't Deion Sanders be putting together a league? Shouldn't he speak out and say something? He don't gotta say nothing. We should say something, but you too busy worried about what Chris Carter said, and all he said was how they looked at him, how some other people looked at him. All you do is tear down, right? All you do is tear down other black people who don't agree with you and call them coons. Bro, nobody cares. Because somebody disagree with you, it's not the end of the world because somebody disagree with you. That's how I know that you're a weirdo. Just because somebody disagree with you, it's not the end of the world. You're listening to a Hall of Famer tell you why they didn't draft him. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why, and not what you talking about. Some weed smoking raccoon in the corner, tethered corner. Shut up. Stop talking about football for likes and views. I'm looking at your comments. It's a bunch of women that don't know a rat's ass about football. You keep talking about, oh man, they didn't draft Shedeur. Well, there was only about 4 teams that actually wanted Shedeur on the damn team. The racism isn't the draft order. The racism is Coach Jeff's son is able to prank call Shedeur and take that information illegally. You're not supposed to do that, right? And say, oh, it's just a prank. I shouldn't be, because I did it to him, I did it to them. No, what you did was a breach of security. So if you're willing to do that and he's able to do that, you'll let our plays and our game plan get out in the open. So he should be fired. But you want to know why Coach Jeff isn't fired? And you want to know why this dweeb isn't talking about it? It's because they're going to be able to slide off into the background. Y'all know that Homer Simpson meme when he go into the bushes? That's what he's able to do. Because of people like this that got a platform that call themselves standing up for black Americans is really don't know what they talking about. You just talking about something that make you feel good. Oh man, he's a coon. Look at him. He's an NFL superstar. Look at me. I'm a YouTuber and I'm calling him a coon. No, nigga, you just don't know what you talking about. You don't know nothing about football. And then you're asking for Shedeur to be in the racist league. How does that work? This is what I'm talking about. Is people in the black community that don't make sense. They are not smart. You don't ask the police. There's only one way to get that situation handled. And I'm not going to say it on here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand what I'm saying. What people be getting on here and doing is for likes and for views. And people really be, oh man, this dude's this. All right, I done called 12 black dudes racist and coons. And what do that mean? We still don't got our own league. You still crying for players to get allowed into the league. If they don't want to allow these people into the league, they don't have to allow them. So we have to make our own league. Some players is going to have to take pay cuts. But no, then we're going to really find out who the stepping fetcher than the coons is. It's the players that's toe tapping. They want to be in the NFL. Shedeur hasn't came out and said he's unhappy and this and that and third. No, y'all ninjas unhappy that Shedeur's on the Browns when the Browns actually got a whole roster on offense set up for Shedeur to actually go off. Y'all mad at the Andrew what's his name? The Browns GM, the black GM over on the Browns, because he said that Shedeur that's all that was left, and that was the best talent in the 5th round. Why are y'all mad at him? He can't go out there and be like y'all and crash and burn like y'all. He got a job to uphold until we get our own league. You dummies. We don't have the leverage right now. You dummies. So if the white man in his league tell you, because that's what it is, the league is ran by slave owners, you dummy. You just up here talking and just be talking because, and I got some people in the chat agreeing with me and saying, oh, it's wrong that 32 teams and 64. No, it wasn't 32 teams because half of them and more than half of them teams had a quarterback already. And then the Saints didn't want him because Tom Brady didn't want the pressure of having to, bring up his youth, people that he coached. And if he do bad, it's on Tom Brady automatically. He loses his position. Now, Tom Brady didn't want him. Okay, that's cool. Who else want him? The Steelers, they played with him. They also in a running for Aaron Rodgers, but you wouldn't know that because you don't know anything about football. So you cursing out Mike Tomlin on here. I'm telling you, bro, it's literally people that's watching this and laughing at you. People get in the chat every day and just be like, bro, what are you talking about? It's no women and it's no brothers in the chat. It's all women. No brothers that sit up here and actually play football, listen to you and be like, yeah, bro, that makes sense. It don't make sense, bro. The racist part was Jeff is not getting fired. But if it was a black coach that got his information leaked because of his, they not going to care. They're going to automatically make sure his son get arrested or could be arrested or charges pressed against him. And the coach is getting fired. That's the racist part. Not Shedeur falling in the draft. You idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. So then when somebody say something that makes sense, that has logic, that's going against what you're trying to say, oh man, I'm going to get you out of here. I just want people in here that agree with me. I understand because you just want people in here that agree with you because you're trying to have a narrative, but you don't make sense. It's really embarrassing, bro. You really look like a vermin up here on your knees for Shedeur Sanders and Deion. You look disgusting. You look stupid right now because you don't know what you're talking about. Look,
room for not only slander, news, lies that could potentially get.
This dude got mad because I said, bro, you never played football before. And he stumbled up because he never played organized sports a day in his life. And then I said, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. If a coach asks you to do something, you do it. Now, every single person that plays sports that heard that before. You know who never heard that before? This nigga that never played sports a day in his life. You two motherfuckers, man. Yo, while these baseball games be going on, y'all give me great entertainment. I'm telling you, great entertainment. Because y'all are slow. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't even care about sports. You don't care about Colorado football. You don't give a fuck about the Browns. You don't give a fuck about Shedeur or Deion Sanders. There's just something on here to talk about. So now you got to call everybody a coon and a racist and this and that and third. But you're not even calling the people that you're really supposed to be calling a racist and you're really supposed to be getting some justice about. You're not even worried about them. You talking about some Chris Carter because he said how the NFL GMs and coaches is looking at it because Shedeur is refusing all of their, all of the requests that they're asking of him. Those are his bosses, you dummy. It's not Shedeur's league, you stupid idiot. It's the white slave owners league that Shedeur is trying to be in. And it's not even, this is a tether. He don't even know what the fuck going on. This nigga never played football before. He thinks somebody, oh man, you trying to like somebody trying to be at him or something, bro. You just listen to people that's telling you the truth so you could gain information. That's how journalism is. All right, how did you get that information? Okay, how did you see this? And talk back and forth. You don't know how to do that unless we're all sitting up here and agreeing with you. That's what females do. Females get mad when somebody don't agree with them. Whole ass.
Dad don't have this figured out.
Who's they? NFL,
Shedeur,
the world. No, who taught you? Said they taught him. I'm just curious. Like,
well, the system.
The system. Okay,
There's a system out there, man.
Okay.
Like you're going.
There's
I
a
know you- let me-
system
let me
out
tell you-
there,
Let me tell
man.
you what he
You
understands
better listen
today.
to this
okay?
man that played
He
in the
ain't running
NFL, you
shit.
goofy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what they taught him a great lesson.
Okay.
Goofy
Like
ass
you don't
niggas.
have this figured out. Your dad don't have this figured out.
Who's they? NFL.
Shedeur?
So he gonna argue about this nigga being wrong, but Deion own son, Shiloh, fired him as his manager. So you gonna argue this nigga now?
Oh, well, why would you say that about Shedeur? He don't run shit. and all.
Shador, he don't run shit. Yeah. Duh, he don't. It's not Shador League. You see how I'm in love with this? This man is in love with Shador Sanders. Y'all think I'm playing? This man is in love with Shador Sanders. What you mean Shador don't run the league? He don't. He get paid by the league. He works for the league. You idiot. That's why he's humbled. Because he want to work for these people. Obviously, he didn't say, oh, don't draft me now because I didn't get drafted first round. No, he said, let me go ahead and be in this league. Niggas like this is idiots. Ninjas like this is idiots, bro. Did y'all just hear what this man said? This man just said, what do he mean by it's not Shador League? Bro, it's not Shador's league. It's the NFL ran by slave owners' descendants. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm talking about how Shador is so confident and strong in a black man. Shut the fuck up, you fake pro-blacks. I don't give a fuck about black people. Get the fuck on. Let's listen to him crash out. He's so stupid. When he talking about football, he don't know what he talking about. So he's just ignorant. Let me correct myself. He's just ignorant, okay? I don't want nobody to feel bad and start reporting me and doing all this weird shit. Cause dudes, cats don't know what they talking about, bro. It's irritating, bro. It's irritating. Chris Carter's take is absolutely accurate. The NFL, a business, not a charity. If Shador was worth the potential headache he brings, teams would have drafted him easily, like the people that's reporting on him. This ninja right here. If Shador's worth the headache of having ninjas like this reporting on him on his meat every goddamn day, going crazy, put in Shador, then they'll draft him. Y'all don't understand that because you don't watch football, bro. You don't understand every situation is not the same situation. Shador's situation isn't his situation, and it's not situation. He fell all the way to the 5th round. Then they explain why he fell down to the 5th round. Then the other team that already had a quarterback explain why they picked him up. He should be happy that a team saw value in him and still picked him up with all these goddamn quarterbacks on the roster. And that's the team that his daddy said he shouldn't go to. This ninja was just in here arguing, bro. I literally posted this shit, bro. This nigga talking about, oh, you want to be famous? No, I'm really just doing real journalism. It's too many motherfuckers on YouTube just, they not even doing real journalism. They just getting on here really just saying shit. Oh, you're not even paying attention. I'm really paying attention because this shit might help me out in sports betting. Figuring out, oh, Jerome Ford. Okay, Jerome Ford, he can catch the ball out the backfield. You got Judkins, you got Samson Jr., whatever his name is from Tennessee. You got all these players surrounding Shador. Okay, they might really have an offense. They got Jerry Jeudy. They got Ninjoko. They got a couple little receivers that I don't know. That's, you know what I'm saying? They said be getting to it. They got Deontay Johnson. Like, this is what's going on. You not even figuring that shit out. You just, man, Shador, you wrong. I'm kicking you out the chat. People... Deion did try to run the league. He told $1 billion business that certain teams can't draft his son. What are we talking about here? He don't know what he's talking about because he never played football. He don't watch the NFL. It's so hilarious. This nigga just stupid.
There's a time to love and there's a time to hate. No, it's past that. I don't think you people can understand what I honestly feel about these dudes. No, bro.
You honestly feel? You honestly feel? This is why you got a whole bunch of women in your chat and you sit up here crashing out all emotional and shit. Okay? You talking about Chris Carter said he wasn't smart. Okay, coaches done called me every name in the book in Pop Warner. That happens all throughout all levels. Coaches curse, coaches say fucked up shit all the time. Yes. Players talk crazy, yes. What are you talking like? Ugh, niggas be dumb.
You on Patreon? I'm gonna find out a way to do a Patreon where you guys could pay $1 or 50 cents. I don't want y'all to pay me a lot of money so I would love to go to, in fact, I'm about to create a Rumble because they'll let us say this shit. We're gonna create a Rumble, right? Tomorrow
Yeah, man, ninjas just don't know what they talking about. Like, if you knew what you're talking about, it'd be better. It'd make sense. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a whole bunch of women in your chat pandering to you about a whole bunch of nothing. Oh, he didn't get drafted? Oh, my God. Like, bro, of course he's not going to get drafted by the Cardinals. They got Kyler Murray. Of course he's not going to get drafted by the Chargers. They got Justin Herbert. Of course he's not going to get drafted by the Seahawks. Or, who the Seahawks got? They went and got Jalen Miro, but they had somebody else, too, on their team. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Raiders and shit. Like, the Raiders got, Geno. The Raiders got Geno and all these other people. Like these teams, they got people. The Steelers, they could have drafted them. They didn't want them. They in a race for Aaron Rodgers. All these teams, bro. The Jets got Justin Fields. The who else? It's just so many teams that got a quarterback right now. The Bears got Caleb Williams. The Commanders got Jaden Daniels. The Eagles, obviously. Kansas City, obviously. Buffalo Bills, obviously. Baltimore Ravens, obviously. It's a whole bunch of teams. So which team was he supposed to go to in the first round, you idiot? Like, it's people that count on people like this being idiots. These people be losing all their money on NFL Sunday and be donating to these sports books and shit. They just don't know what they talking about. Why did Deion Sanders leave an HBCU college to go make the clear man money? See, he left the HBCU college so Shedeur could get to the NFL because they think that league, HBCU league, is null and void. But this dude don't know what he talking about, or this woman is talking about Lauren Davidson that's actually telling him the truth in the chat, so he gonna argue with them.
And 100% I could bet my life on it. You've never went there. You just want to be a disgusting
Now you talking about who went where, and you want to be a disgusting yada yada yada. Just throwing ad hominems, like, bro, it don't make sense. Just because you threw out 100 ad hominem attacks, that don't mean that you're right. That don't mean that you're right. You just saying ad hominem attacks because you mad. See, he got people in here that just don't know what they talking about. So, see, they think because the teams is passing up on them, oh man, they must be racist. The black people that think that it's not, oh, they're coons. No, that's not how it goes, bro. That's not how it goes. I never denied the fact that there was racism going on. The Saints could have probably took him, but they wanted Derek Carr, who obviously isn't working for them, but they want Derek Carr. It's about needs and wants. So that means if you don't do what a team, I gotta say it slowly for slow dudes like this. If you don't do what the team want at the combine or before the draft, ooh, whoop-de-doo, they might not freaking want you. It's not about just needs and talent. It's about the want to. They might want you. They might want this dude. A team isn't going to take a first-round pick. The Raiders, like, he just wanted him to go to a team that would look nice so he could wear a hat that match with his clothes that he likes so he can match. This type of nigga. He don't actually know what's going on with the team and all that stuff, how many points they scored and all that. He don't care about none of that shit. Only thing he thinking about is some weirdo shit. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, bro. I don't know what he thinking about, because it's literally people like this Lorraine Davidson person that was just in the chat telling him the truth, telling him the whole truth. And he kicks him out the chat because they not agreeing with him. Everybody else saying a bunch of dumb junk and putting emojis and shit. Like, what are we talking about? You're not actually talking about anything, fam. You got a lot of people that comment on your channel. The majority of the people that's coming on your channel saying you don't know what the F you talking about. So do your job better as a journalist. Okay, understand why the Cleveland Browns, they got a trash-ass defense. Understand why the defense, the Cleveland Browns went and got Mason and Carson Junkins. Then spin back around, got Dylan and Shedeur like that. Understand that. You don't understand that because you don't know what's going on. You don't understand why the Steelers didn't take him. You don't know what's going on. It's not that many teams that wanted Shedeur, buddy. Name me some more teams that wanted Shedeur like that. You can't. It was only really 2 teams that wanted Shedeur. It was maybe the Steelers, maybe, and the Cleveland Browns. And Deion told one of the teams that you keep saying, Deion ain't say that. Deion ain't say that. Get off Deion's sack. Deion said in the tweet that, if I was a quarterback, I wouldn't want to go to Cleveland. And he said it before one of the most influential drafts of this decade. He said it before the 2018 draft. Everybody marks the 2018 draft as a shift in the league, a pivotal draft. Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, all this other shit. You don't even talk about that draft, how Lamar Jackson, I don't think Lamar Jackson actually wanted to play in the cold and play. All of these are factors. Lamar Jackson could have went number 1, but I don't think Lamar Jackson wanted to play in the cold in Cleveland. All of these are factors. It's not just, oh, they racist, so they didn't take him. All right, so what if I take a player that don't want to be on my team? What if I take Lamar Jackson, #1, but he don't want to be in a Cleveland Browns jersey and he don't want to be on Lake Erie, on mistake in the lake, and cold as a bitch shivering, fighting for a job? What if Lamar Jackson didn't want to do that? What if he wanted to go to the Ravens? What if he felt comfortable with going to the Ravens and that GM and that team? It's just the spot that they had was pick 32, the last pick of the first round. But you don't know what you're talking about. So everything is racism. Ray, you a coon. You bug dancer. You bent over. Man, shut up. What, you got a fantasy about being bent over, I Smoke Hip Hop? Why you keep on saying that? What are you talking about? You don't know how to sit here and have a real conversation, a real grown up conversation. You still talk like a 13-year-old. You don't know what you're talking about. So you have to talk like a 13-year-old.
Since knew you didn't make sense, but everybody made your video go viral. Nothing you said in that shit made sense, bro. How did Shedeur force somebody to be racist and hate him? Once again,
Nobody's forcing anybody to be racist or to hate somebody. They hate him and are racist regardless. So why would he want to go be a part of that league? Why would he want to go be a part of that team? Because that's what he wants. What are you talking about? Nobody said, oh, Shedeur's making them be right. No, what he's doing is he's helping them have something to say. This is why Jalen Hurts acts the way he acts, and it's so professional how he is professional. We must commend his professionalism because he doesn't have $1 million house. He has a modest house, right? And he drives modestly and he dresses modestly because he knows that's what they want from him at work. When he's outside of work and the public eye isn't on him and the season's over, I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts go, do his thing. But y'all think, oh man, if a black man ain't coming with a chain on and this and that and the third and acting like this and acting like that and with the glasses and oh he must be bug dancing, he must be a coon or he's humble. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. Everybody can have a perception and how they feel and all this other stuff. Everybody can feel like that. But whose matters though? If you're trying to get drafted in the league and you are a rookie, do you think your feelings matter over the front office? That's why you wouldn't be drafted in the NFL. That's why you wouldn't get the position because you feel like my feelings matter more than the job I'm trying to get. You don't make sense. You don't make sense. It's cool to say, yo, we need our own league. We need our own businesses. We need our own, not just businesses, but we need our own hospitals. We need our own police departments and all the other stuff. We need our own cities. We need to break away from this Black Wall Street type of shit. It's cool to say that, but we not just about to sit up here and call people racist and coons for not agreeing with us. We're going to actually call them racist and coons when it's actually racist. Like how Coach Jeff from the Atlanta Hawks can have a breach of security going on where all of the information to the Atlanta Falcons is just laid out, but he doesn't care because he's too careless, right, and entitled. So his son takes that information and does whatever he pleases with it, and they shouldn't face no consequences for that. That's entitlement. That's racism. Excuse me. That's entitlement. That's racism. But y'all too busy worried about what somebody else said that was black that didn't agree with you. So now he a coon and now he this and that. Figure out why he don't agree with you. You just, oh man, they hate him, man, because he got fired off of Fox, man. They hate him, man. This and that and the third. Ain't nobody hating, man. Nobody's hating, bro. What are y'all talking about? Y'all saying these people are hating Shedeur Sanders that's been in the league and telling Shedeur Sanders about how the league actually worked in real time. Instead of gassing them up like why you think Shiloh fired Deion? You did a story on it, I Smoke Hip Hop, but you don't understand the psychology as to why Shiloh fired Deion and Deion ain't on here going crazy. Is Deion making videos and going crazy talking about something weird with Shiloh and then he needed management shit? No, because he already know my son gonna go over here and somebody that got the experience with dealing with these people in the league so they can make sure that he's set up the right way because obviously I didn't have him set up the right way for the draft. Obviously, me telling Shedeur to go be confident and say whatever you want to say wasn't the right thing in the interview. So Deion can take that on the chin and keep on going, because at the end of the day, the mission was accomplished. He got drafted. We all knew it was going to be some BS. And Deion, what they was doing, it was an act. It was an act. They all knew that Shedeur wasn't going first round. This is how I know you don't watch football, bro, because you didn't mention this. You didn't mention this right here. Anybody that watches NFL football or have watched the NFL draft before has known that anybody in the first round is usually at the event. Anybody who's getting drafted in the first round, they're usually at the event. Shedeur wasn't at the event. So that should have told you that there's some fishy business going on. There's something fishy going on. That was the indicator for all of the bettors that had him going under 21.5, pick 21.5. I know you don't know what I'm talking about, Ice Smoke Hip Hop, because you don't know what you're talking about as far as sports or anything. You don't sports bet, right? So boom. That's what that let all of the sharks know, like, all right, well, he's not getting drafted to the Steelers because he's at home. Don't you think if Shedeur was getting drafted to the Steelers and him, listen, this is how I know you don't know anything about what you're talking about. Travis Hunter already knew he was going to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville hadn't traded up. They hadn't gotten a spot yet. They didn't even get that spot. They wasn't after Cam Ward in the Tennessee Titans. They traded up for that spot and told Travis they were going to be trading up for that spot. They were tied in. Tied in. Shedeur wasn't tied in with anybody. Don't you think if Deion Sanders even had a glimpse of knowing something about the first round and Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, that they'd be at the NFL draft, red carpet and all, rolled out for him? But they already knew he was falling out. So it's like, all right, let's make Shedeur feel good about himself. Let's have all of this, you know what I'm saying? The draft, let's make our own draft green room. And it's going to be better than, and that's cool. Nobody's saying that's bad. Nobody not saying that's bad. What y'all doing is, y'all making the situation, y'all making it worse than what it already is. It's not y'all making it worse than what it already is. Y'all really messing up the whole thing. Coach Jeff supposed to be getting fired for this. We're supposed to be talking about Coach Jeff. We're not supposed to be talking about Chris Carter, talking about his interviews. Everybody in the NFL that's been in the NFL, they're talking about his interviews and what he said, because that matters. That matters. If a coach asks you to do something on the team and you're like, man, I'm Shedeur Sanders, I went first round, I don't got to listen to you. I get paid $40 million. I just got paid $10 million in NIL last year. I don't got to listen to you. And my daddy rich. And you know who my daddy is? I don't got to listen to you. And y'all trash. Cleveland Browns trash. That's why they didn't draft him in the first round, you idiot. Then if they wanted to get rid of him, they can't get rid of him. They have to honor that commitment because they have a contract of $40-something million getting sent to him. And if they don't give him that, I'll be saying, oh, well, all the other first rounders are getting paid $50 million. Then it'll be, oh, all the other first rounders getting paid $50 million. See, listen, when you fake pro-blacks talk, do more research before y'all talk.
Everybody from blacks, whites, Spanish, Asian, every human being knows you have to have a fall guy. You thought you was a cool guy. I told you he don't understand slangs. He's always trying to fit.
He worried about slangs and being a cool guy. Do that matter in the NFL? Ask Johnny Manziel, do being a slang-talking cool guy matter in the NFL? No, it don't matter in the NFL. This is what I'm talking about. It don't matter in football, period. That's usually the guy on the team that nobody wants to play with, the slang-talking cool guy. Whatever the freak he talking about. What are you talking about, dude? You don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody know once Chris Carter said that, it was segments everywhere. People started getting in trouble. People started bringing up that famous quote of the fall guy. He started that new crap. I think it was in 2009 or 2010. He said this. He started that crap because by then he was this Christian man who, like, why would a Christian man needs a fall guy and preach that type of thing to kids? It's usually supposed to be a code of silence on that. But you're not listening to me. But this is Chris Carter judging the character of Shedeur, who didn't do any drugs like Chris Carter, none at all. No criminal activities. He has charities. The only thing he's being hated on for who his father is and his...
Bro. Just because somebody getting hated on, that don't mean that everybody gonna be like, you know what? We was hating on him. Let's go and do... It took for the president to come out and say something. And be like, yo, woody whoop whoop whoop. for something to happen, bro. Don't y'all understand that what's going on? Just because some black word, ain't you the same one talking about some, we are Negrums and Negroes and all this. Don't you think, what you think happen when we say something? You think that they move? You think that moves the NFL because of black people saying something? You out your rabbits, bro. You really out your rabbits. You don't know what you're talking about. It's literally, it's comical to hear you just be up here not knowing what you're talking about. People in the comments letting you know you don't know what you're talking about. I'm talking about they're informing you. It's not even we just saying, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. We literally informing you, telling you, go look it up. Now, Deion Sanders did say Shedeur Sanders shouldn't go to Cleveland. And you think, but why would you say that? Don't say it. Why would you guys actually say what he actually said? What the fuck? Why is this guy so emotional? Oh, because I'm in love with Shedeur and all this other shit. Man, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Seriously. Stop kicking people out your chat because they telling you the truth. Nigga, that's what Deion did say. He don't want to go to Cleveland. Deion did say that. Now you about to get on this man because he trying to follow the Most High. Same motherfucker talking about, don't get on our brothers. Don't get on our brothers. Because Chris Carter telling young Shedeur Sanders how he might have to act at work. That's how he gonna have to act at work. At work, they don't want him running around with all these chains on and all this stuff, and they feel like it's a distraction. So, all right, take the chains off until you get off of work. Simple, right? That's what a normal person would say, right? But when you a D rider and you want somebody sack all day, you gotta try to figure out a way to support them. I guess that's what you call support coddling. That's how you know you just got single mother energy, bro. That's why it's a bunch of single mothers in your chat agreeing with you about nothing. What y'all agreeing about? Because Shedeur fell in the draft. Okay, what about Coach Jeff and them? Right, just talk about Coach Jeff and them getting fired. Don't worry about Shedeur falling in the draft because if he got drafted at pick 1, he would have to perform. If he was Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick, he would have to perform. You have to perform. It's about performance and listening to your coach. I know you don't understand that, you little goofy musty tether, because you never played sports before. Because if you did play football, well, they'll probably snatch them long-ass little dookie dreads out your head. Them little dookie wigs. They'll snatch them out your head while you was running. And you couldn't be on the line because you'll get blown off the line. And you couldn't run no routes because you got tether feet. You know y'all can't do nothing really like that. Y'all can't do that. Right? So boom, right? Now you want to sit up here and talk about football in the NFL for views? And now you're getting exposed by your own people that be in the comments because you don't know what you're talking about. So you're doing false journalism. You're doing false journalism. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're talking about. So it's null and void. And you like that, though. So you like it like that, though. So because you know, all right, well, I don't got to actually know what I'm talking about. So I can just fire this thing up and go crazy and call people coons that don't agree with me. Man, shut the fuck up. What is that doing for Shedeur? What awareness are you bringing? Are you bringing awareness to the athletes and telling them to start their own league? No, you saying, man, you should be able to act however you want to act. Don't worry about how your boss think. You think they're going to continue to listen to you? No, they're going to eventually listen to their boss and do whatever their boss tell them to do. Because their boss going to tell them, go over here, run this play, go do that and do that if you want some more millions. They're not going to listen to you. If their boss tell them to take their chain off if you want some more millions, they're going to take the chain off. They're going to put their hat to the front. They're going to do it, take their hat off, whatever they got to do. They're going to be happy they got drafted and say, thank you, Cleveland Browns, for drafting me. Thank God, thank God, thank God. That's humble. That's what he said after he got drafted. He didn't say what you ninjas. What are you ninjas saying? He didn't have a protest. What the fuck? Like, what are y'all talking about, bro? Y'all don't make sense. Y'all fake pro-blacks and you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You prove you know what you're talking about. Prove you know that if Shedeur go in there and he keep on doing what Chris Carter said he shouldn't be doing and talking how Chris Carter said he shouldn't be talking right now as a rookie in the league, Go tell Shador to do the opposite. You go tell Shador what to do at practice. You go coach it up. You go tell Shador he don't gotta listen to his coach. What you mean he don't gotta listen to his coach? Nigga, he has to listen to his coach. You do what your coach say. What's the first thing a motherfucker told me right after that? A female. Oh, viral industry is here this week. Bro, they literally run the play that the coach is calling. They literally stop every play, after somebody fall on the ground, because I know y'all don't know anything about football. After somebody knee touch the ground, they get up and look and try to, or the coach is talking to them in the earpiece and telling them what should they do. What should you do? And they listening to their coach. They telling them what they should do in this next play. So why would you get mad because I say if a coach tells Shador to do something while he trying to get drafted and it's a bunch of coaches and scouts there and they tell him, yo, go do this. Run a 40-yard. Why you not running a 40-yard dash? You said yesterday that you might run it. You should run it. You ready? And he like, nah, I'm not running a 40-yard dash. They can say that's off-putting. I'm not saying, oh, this is what happened, or I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying that they can say that this is off-putting. And it's not, oh, man, well, the Mayos don't have to run in a 40-yard dash. That doesn't matter what the Mayos are doing. It matters what you are doing in the draft. You're only worried about yourself. Isaiah Bond got up there and said, yo, I'm about to run a 4-1. He didn't even get drafted. He's like, I'm about to run a 4-1. He ran a 4-5, and they're like, oh, he be bullshitting. He'll probably get up in a press conference and say some stupid shit or do it. Like, and they started, he disappointed and wasted our time. That's how they are. They're not like you all soft and emotional. Well, I like Isaiah Bond and I like Shador Sanders and I like these people and I think these guys should get drafted because I like them. And even if a team has definite quarterbacks in position, I don't care. They should draft Shador. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. This is why you gotta delete people out of the chat. Nigga, you think somebody want to be in your chat? I specifically came and hopped in your live to see and laugh about what the fuck you talking about. Because you don't know. Talk about Coach Jeff. And I know Shots. Your mind. Shots. Tell him talk about Coach Jeff. You don't know what he talking about. It's not no ill will. Just you don't know what you're talking about. It look bad because you sit up here, you trying to be a pro-black, you a tether. And it's just like, if you're going to do this shit, do it right, my nigga. Do it right. That's why you don't have nobody that's really FBA in your chat telling you, FBA man in your chat telling you anything. You don't. That know anything about football like that. It's okay if you don't. I'm not saying he think it's a bad thing. Like I'm attacking his masculinity because I say he don't know anything about football. No, I'm just saying, bro, you don't know anything about football. It's kind of obvious. There's people in the chat telling you it's not just me. If it was just me, it'd be crazy if it was just me every day sitting up here in your live chat. No, it's mad other people. It's been going on for a minute now. Like you just don't like I seen some in one of your old Colorado videos. Like you just don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, fam. Everybody not a sellout. Everything not racist. Everybody isn't a sellout and everything is not racist, bro. Trust me. And then when it be the shit that really be racist, the shit that we really supposed to be talking about, don't nobody be talking about it. Like that's why I don't like this shit, bro, because it's stupid, bro. And the people that they put on here that propagate the same bullshit, they be dumbasses. Not even gonna lie, bro. People want to hear a dumbass talk about a whole bunch of nothing. Let's go, Yankees. People want to hear a dumbass motherfucker talk about a whole bunch of nothing, but like, fam, at least just know what you're talking about. Is it so bad to know what you're talking about? Like, nah, it's not even about that. It's just about views. That's all it's about. It's about views. It's not even just knowing what you're talking about. It's just about views. Yeah, man, fake pro-blacks know nothing about pro football. Absolutely nothing. Don't know a rat's ass about pro football. So I'm up here trying to have a full conversation to you about pro football like they give a rat's ass. And y'all in there eating it up, donating to the shit. I don't understand. I don't. If I did, I wouldn't lie. I'd say, oh yeah, that's cool, whoopty whoop. But I don't understand, bro. I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know why you going at CC for saying Shedeur Sanders interview. He should have said this. He should have said that. Mad players said he should have said this. Jeff Teague said he should have said this and he should have said that. It's mad players like, yo, he should have said this. He should have said that. When you say this and say that, it indicates that you are cocky. You are arrogant. They look at it like it's a big, bad league out there. What's up, Rock City Hot Boy Bam? They look at it like it's a big, bad league out there. If you're talking spicy all the time in an interview, you know what I'm saying, and we losing, and you got legendary all over your cleats and your shirts and shit, you know, it's gonna get annoying. How do you feel if you on a 6-game losing streak? Look at Caleb Williams. He was on a 6-game losing streak last season. Imagine Caleb Williams walking around with a hoodie on during that losing streak last season, coming to interviews and shit with a big ass hoodie on, talking about some legendary with big ass bold letters. Legendary where, nigga? We is on a 6-game losing streak. I'm about to lose my job. You think one of them GMs, you think people wanna go through that, bro? They don't want to go through that, bro. Because you too busy holding the Sanders act. You too busy holding the Sanders piece. So you worried about how the Sanders look. All right, well, the NFL people, they worried about how they look. Like, what's so wrong about that, bro? The real racist part right there, the real racist part is Coach Jeff not being fired, him being able to not have accountability and be entitled to a job instead of taking accountability and knowing that he, supposedly, quote unquote, left his iPad open with all his work information on there. Our game plans and everything could be on there. So what if my kid is betting against my team and got our game plans and know the defenses we running and how we could beat teams and all type and selling what if my son get on hard times and feel like he need to sell the Atlanta Falcons game plan? So I bet you the Atlanta Falcons want to get rid of his ass then, right? When they find out his son then sold the fucking game plan to the next team. Oh no. Yeah, your son sold the cause, Coach Jeff, to the next team. But somehow Coach Jeff get to keep his job on the Atlanta Falcons. Let's watch somebody that got some common sense.
To talk to CBS, and when the reporter was asking Bill about his relationship with this woman and how they met,
the NFL double standard.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
So as y'all can see, man, Bill Belichick could be 80 years old and he met his girlfriend when she was 19. We know she was 19, just like Shannon Sharpe. You know what I'm saying? He'd get up there with holes in his shirt and shit, rips in the shirt, looking like a lunch lady and shit. And she wearing the pants in the relationship. We know she's telling him in the interview what he can say and can't say. They say she coaching the team. They say she answering emails. Like, it's crazy, bro. And Bill Belichick met her at 19, so why y'all mad at Shannon? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all mad at Shannon Sharpe? You feel me? But you know why, man. Because when the roles is reversed, it's different because it's the same thing with Shedeur Sanders and the coach from Atlanta. The coach from Atlanta, he don't got to be professional, but Deion and his son got to be professional. But the coach from Atlanta and his son, they could be as unprofessional as they want to. You see the double standards? See how crazy Bill Belichick look right there with his shirt all torn up like a 16-year-old, like he about to go make a TikTok or something with his sweater on? What is that? When was that? When has that been cool to have holes in your sweater? But y'all wanna talk about Shannon. No, talk about Bill Belichick and Johnny Manziel crackhead ass.
Okay, here we go. Bill Belichick could be with a 19-year-old, right? I'm just letting y'all know the truth. If we're gonna talk about racism, we're gonna talk about racism the right way. We're not gonna just sit up here and call everybody racist and coons and toe tappers and buck dancers and all this other shit when it don't make sense. It's not adding up. Bill Belichick met his girl at 19. Shannon Sharp met his girl at 19. Shannon Sharp wanted to break up with his girl. He didn't want to be with his 19-year-old girl no more like that. Or whatever the situation that was going on. They was having, you know what I'm saying? They was at odds. They was having relationship issues. Because Shannon Sharp, he should have pumped and dumped her ass, but he for some reason he kept her around. I guess she was, doing her thing. So he kept the girl around, the first girl, right? So now she wants $50 million. You see how that backfired on him? But Bill Belichick, this right now, the girl still wants him. She still wants to be in a relationship. She probably know he about to pass away or something. He gotta watch that. Like, for her to sit up there and say, we're not talking about this right now. What you mean we not talking about this right now, bro? Like, that's weird. Like, the way that she said that, she just came out and said that real fast like that. Like, she got like a weird stare in her eye, too. Like, Bill, nah, they gotta help. Somebody blink twice if you need us, Bill Belichick. But, yeah, bro. So, Bill Belichick could be with his 19-year-old, but Shannon can't be with his 19-year-old. It's racism. Okay? Shannon gonna lose his job and all this other shit. But Belichick, he not losing his job and don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? If this girl come out and say all this other type of shit, man, they gonna settle out of court. It's gonna be over with. He not gonna lose shit. The Falcons coaching his son. Okay, he gotta be perfect. He gets to be unprofessional. But Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, they gotta be professional. And Shiloh, they gotta be professional. They gotta cross their finger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, take their hat off, take their chains off, right? They gotta be respectful and talk proper. But the coach of the Falcons, he could play pranks and do goofy shit all day and play around and not be professional and be noodle wrist. That's the standard. The standard is a double standard. Is it collusion? Is it collusion? Yeah, it is. It is. And this is and I said it wasn't a couple days ago on stream because I didn't know that the NFL was taking part because Coach Jeff is part of the NFL, right? That's how these people be doing us, bro. They treat us like we stupid. So they try to hurry up and rush on and do an interview and apology on Sunday, but that's besides the point. So the NFL actually pranked Shedeur Sanders, right? Quote unquote, pranked Shedeur Sanders. So now they don't want the people that was a part of that to get, you know what I'm saying, to get consequences. But in all actuality, they should receive consequences because who's to say he doesn't have any more information? You just said he had access to this information. Why are y'all acting like? Why y'all giving them so many benefit of the doubts? They give these people such a strong benefit of the doubt, and the benefit of the doubt just be racism. You understand? It be prejudice because if another coach do something like this and they go, oh no, situational, that was the draft, this and that. No, bro. Y'all the NFL all day, every day, no matter if it's the draft going on or if it's the Super Bowl. All right, so we're going to allow them to prank calls and give out numbers during the Super Bowl and give out personal information and playbooks and all that. Just be, out in the open. That's what we're going to allow to happen because it's not fair. It's all rigged. You know what I'm saying? It's rigged. You feel me? So when people get on here, they don't know what they talk about. We got to attack Chris Carter because Chris Carter's attacking Deion Sanders and Shedeur. All right, so if Chris Carter's hypothetically attacking Deion Sanders and Shedeur, all right, how is this hurting them? This isn't hurting them. Actually, he's just doing what everybody else is doing. Is helping them. Is making their brand bigger. We're all talking about this. We've been talking about it for a week now. So really, what are you talking about? Because Chris Carter's saying everything everybody else said. Jeff Teague said it. This person said it. Kwame said it. Everybody said it. You can't really say this and that and the third. They didn't have the ability and the chance to say this and that and the third because they knew this was their shot. This was their dream job. Shedeur's not treating it like that. That's why everybody keeps bringing up Cam Ward and say, Cam Ward said, I'm just only focused on football. While Shedeur is saying, oh man, you don't do nothing else. NFL teams don't want to hear you don't do nothing else. Because when you hear you don't do nothing else or I'm a rapper and this and that and the third, they start thinking about Kyron Lacey. They start thinking about this situation, that situation. They start thinking about Johnny Manziel, crackhead ass. They start thinking about bad situations and sad situations and tragic situations that had the same type of recipes of what Shador is doing, going out, being drunk, being around these people and that people, being over here, being over there. He's having the same type of recipes of the people that did not make it. That's why they're already saying he's going to get cut from the team. You see what I'm saying? So if they're looking at a person that just won a championship last year, Jalen Hurts, who's more reserved, or which I would say humble, really all the NFL players are humbled. I don't see none of them speaking out about this shit that y'all speaking about. They don't speak out about it. They actually crying because they're in their dream job. So we would have to make our own league. That's why we need our reparations, so we can have the money to make our own league. But like a lot of you fake pro-blacks, y'all are so dumb. Y'all don't understand nothing, bro. The league was made by slaveholders, descendants. It's the same thing. These people don't give a rat's ass about how you feel. It's not about how you feel. You're not confident in a strong black man because you feel like you wore your chain and they told you to take it off, and that's goofy shit. That's elementary shit. They told you to take the chain off. You didn't take the chain off. You're still walking around with it. Okay, cool. They cut you from the team. Now what's next? Now you crying about being on the team like Colin Kaepernick. Do you think did they care about Colin Kaepernick's tears? They didn't care about Colin Kaepernick's tears. They said, okay, Colin Kaepernick, he's gonna have to put a bucket out and collect those tears and wash his ass with those tears. They didn't care about Colin Kaepernick's tears. But Colin Kaepernick still wanted to be a part of their league. Y'all not understanding what's going on, man. It's null and void to sit up here and talk to people that don't know what's going on. Talking to people that don't know what's going on is like talking to a brick wall. You talking to a brick wall. I don't agree with you, so now I think that it's okay. What? It's obvious this is how they felt. They're telling you this is how they felt. And other Hall of Fame and NFL players are telling you this is how they felt. You know what I'm saying? You might have a couple people like Mel Kiper and all these other people. Man, them people care about my fault, y'all. I was looking at something. Them people care about their credibility and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about, they're not thinking about this other, not anything about their credibility. I said Shador was the best available and they not picking him and all this other shit. And they need a quarterback. They didn't pick Shador. Oh wow, I said he's the best available. Like this, they're worried about their credibility and shit. So now he got to stick up for what he did. And no, bro, it's just a mock draft. It doesn't matter. But you wouldn't know a mock draft doesn't matter because you don't watch football. As many times a mock draft was set up for this player to go 1, 2, and 3, and they actually went 167 and 154. Because that's how, instead of the 3 teams that could have took those 3 quarterbacks in the first round, one took the quarterback and the other 2 didn't. They took them later. What's the problem? But you wouldn't know that, bro, because you don't watch football. You don't know what's going on, my nigga. Niggas just be on here talking. Tethers, too. Tethers in here trying to tell black people about this and that and the third. Man, shut the fuck up. You don't even watch football. You don't know what's going on. That's why you got mad when I said, ain't you supposed to do what your coach tell you to do, boy? Oh, nah, man, you ain't got to do what the coach, man, he doesn't have to listen to his coach. You start having a meltdown, nigga, because you don't know what you're talking about. Goofball.